idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. Season 2.
Hello, kind human, and welcome along to the worst idea of all time, episode 18.
Yeah.
My name is Guy Montgomery.
My name is Tim Bat.
We are in a room together.
It's so cold. Oh, shit. It's so cold in here, too. I'm dropping crackers.
That's how cold it is. It's cracker dropping weather.
Oh, my goodness. Oh,
Tim's been out on the street punching all the white people in the bloody jaw.
You gotta nail them, man. They're white privilege. You gotta get those crackers. Fuck them. Fuck them.
He's also quite literally
Jesus, it's cold.
A packet of crackers.
So once again, we're recording at the middle of the night. It's moments away from 1 a.m. now. We've just finished the movie.
Time to watch Sex and the City 2.
Crazy time to watch Sex and the City 2.
When do you like to put it in your schedule?
I like it in the morning, to be honest. I like for us to lay it down in the AM.
So if you could schedule it anywhere, it would be
Definitely an AM watch.
I just find it so
nice
unwieldy.
If we can finish it and it's still in the AM, I'm always grateful for that.
You don't feel dirty.
But it means we've got to start at like 8:30 for that to ever be true.
You mentioned while we were watching today that you couldn't imagine the proposition of a double header.
Oh my goodness, because we did it a couple times with grown-ups too, where we watched the movie back to back, or we'd like watch the movie, record an ep, and then watch the movie again, record another ep straight after another. But with this movie, Monty, it cannot be done.
It's like
absolutely could not be done.
At least a 5-hour operation. That's just viewing time alone.
So intense. It would be nightmarish to try and pull it off at some point, but I honestly don't think I've got it in me to sustain that kind of.
You're not well.
Shit.
You're surly.
I am a little bit.
You're restless.
Yep.
You're fidgety.
I want to go to bed. I wanted to go to bed so early on to the watch on this one. I've had a hell of a day. It's been long, and I just want to. I wanted to crawl into bed about 4 hours ago.
Don't come in here to dump our personal problems.
Sorry, I shouldn't be doing that.
This is a clean space. This is a vacuum.
How did you find the movie this week, Guy?
Tim, everyone in this movie needs to do better.
Oh, tell me more.
All of the characters are just thoughtless monsters. They just need to have a deeper consideration for every. They just make the same mistakes week after week after week. Someone's got to learn something. We're not taking anything out of this. I feel like this is not good for anyone. These characters need to do better.
Look, I'm loath to bring this up, especially at this important juncture, but the film ain't changing, Monty. It hasn't so far, and it's not going to in the subsequent, what have we got now, 35
I
watches?
Understand that. I understand fundamentally and logically what you're saying is true, but
however,
I can't feel it. Like I feel like at some point something has to change.
You've got a big old case of cognitive dissonance happening there, where you recognise the truth and you will not accept it in a deep and meaningful way into your life. This must be how Jehovah's Witnesses feel that we are living. You know, it's like they've got the truth and they're trying to convince everyone else, and we're just like, no. So
it must be a deeply frustrating experience being a Jehovah's Witness in this day and age. Can you imagine walking around and you genuinely don't want anyone to burn in eternal damnation, and you're just hitting up everyone? You're like, look, you gotta hear me on this one.
I am really trying to help you out. I'm really trying to do you solid here.
I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like,
get out of here.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, I guess some people just want to burn in the fiery pits of hell.
But they don't. They never accept that. The JoHos, they keep going, they keep hitting you, and God bless them, for doing it, because they really believe in what they're doing.
Imagine if they put all of that focus and energy to something of actual practical use.
Like what? Jenga?
Well, anything. Yeah, it's just a wasted amount of fucking manpower.
Maybe Texas Hold'em poker.
Just anything. You just got a bunch of people plugging away at nothing. Pull your fucking finger out.
I don't know. I agree with you. And that's all there is to it. I was looking for a concession and I don't have one.
This movie.
No. Okay, here's what I will say about that. I feel like even if what you're chasing, I personally think is completely like demonstrably a silly thing, you can have positive spin-offs from it.
I agree. I'm just thinking
little
like
sparky little cool things, like being a positive person
all the time. And for all the people they convert, I'm not talking about that time, but for all the time that Jehovah's Witnesses spend knocking on people's doors and trying to tell.
So you're just talking about the pure, like the mechanics of being a Jehovah's Witness.
Or just like if they took all of that, and bloody worked on
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, or even just, doing some sort of civic good. Maybe if they just like took up they retar sealed, a bumpy road somewhere.
Now, I'm going to hit you with something. Do you smell the irony about us talking about other people wasting time?
I do.
Because I can smell it, and it is rich, and it is overpowering.
It's pungent.
It's a heady smell.
Yeah, but like, we can't tar seal.
Neither can they. We're the same.
They're all very.
What
good
I'm trying to say, guys,
it's in the entrance exam.
We are Joseph's children. We are Jehovah's Witnesses.
This movie, Tim, and my just desire to see something change in it.
We made some suggestions.
But this led me to write down in this book. Like the movie makes me want pretty much at the wedding, the opening wedding. This movie makes me want, just for the sake of some action, the Westboro Baptist Church to show
come
up
at the gay wedding,
just
to pick it up,
just to feel something, just to jolt. And that's not like a healthy. I wrote that down underneath the heading. This is what happens when you watch Sex and the City 2 for the 18th time.
Yeah,
I'm reading that back now. That's not healthy.
It's not a good thought. It's not a pleasant thought. But it's there's something inherently funny about it. It's so big and so gay, and for the Westboro Baptist Church to just fucking rock in there. That's essentially that church. It's just like one family. Just
Really?
one family of fuckwits. They are the definition of the loud minority. There's so few of them, and they're so loud.
They're the O'Doyle Rules family from Billy Madison.
They are. They keep going back generation after generation. O'Doyle rules.
O'Doyle rules. We did make some other suggestions though, and a big one that we didn't really unpack because we thought we'd save the conversation for now was when Carrie, it's the exact halfway point of the movie when Carrie can't get to sleep and she goes to fix herself some warm milk or tea or whatever, and Garon.
Right. Sorry, I'm talking through a yawn. Are you saying, is that the halfway point of the movie?
Yeah.
Fucking what? Are you serious?
Yeah. You know that. When the milk.
The cinnamon milk.
Yeah, that's the halfway point.
Holy fuck.
That's the bloody...
I thought that was very near the end.
That's Lenny Faded teaching Keithy how to kick a football.
Wow. And I've just seen it. And I've already seen it 17 times prior.
Yeah, boy.
Man, I'm mixed up in me upstairs.
But in that scene, this is sprung from my desire for something in the movie to change. If because she gets scared, like she doesn't know he's in the house. He's like, "Hey," and she's like, "What?"
Yeah,
and so she's holding the jug of milk. If she struck him on the head, with
oh my god,
glass jug of milk,
her manservant
knocked him cold.
Yes,
he's dead. Second half of the movie, Carrie Bradshaw, she's got a dead body on her hands. She's in a foreign land.
Okay,
she doesn't know a lot about the topography, the geography. She doesn't know a lot about the customs. I mean, people at the hotel, he's a member of the staff, people at the hotel, they're going to notice that he's missing.
It's got to be tricky.
They're going to ask a lot of questions.
Apart from anything else, to dispose of a dead body in a dry, arid desert, because I imagine it wouldn't break down very easily because it'd be such a dry and salty environment.
Yeah.
You want moisture. If you're getting rid of a body, you want moisture.
The smell would carry too because the flesh would be...
But I don't know if there'd be a lot of smell if it was that dry. It'd be almost like it'd kind of mummify it. It'd like dry it out.
Oh, it turned to
like
dust.
Like a sea urchin on the sand.
You reckon?
Yeah. I reckon. It'd
reduce a body to dust.
Not to dust.
It would blow away.
No.
Ash.
No. It'd be like, when you put an apricot in a what are they called? Like the fruit dryers. Like a dehumidifier, but for food.
Dehydrator?
Is that what they're called?
Well, I think you dehumidify. If that's how you're getting dried apricots, that's a pretty long process.
Yeah, but it's the same.
Put it next
It's
to
the same process. You're
dehumidifier.
removing moisture from something.
Yeah.
It's what it wouldn't turn to dust. It would just shrivel up. But I don't think it would smell. This is the thing. Because what you're smelling when you smell a corpse rotting is actually the byproduct of the bacteria that's eating away at it. It's not the body itself. It's the waste product.
What do you got? A small shriveled up corpse still? I mean, you still got to get rid of that somehow.
That's what I'm saying. It's hanging around. It'd dry out and then it would hang around.
What does Carrie do?
Feed it to a camel, if I'm being honest. You want to starve the camel. It's like that speech in Lock, Stock, how he's talking about the pigs. You starve the pigs. Snatch.
Hence the expression, as greedy as a pig.
And then they'll eat it. They will chomp that bone. Camel's much the same. Camel's often called pigs of the desert.
If a
for that very
camel
reason.
gets a taste for human flesh, and you know this as well as I do because we read the same books,
Yes.
it will turn wild on the nearest town, city, or village.
100%.
Or even settlement.
That's why there's so many camels in Australia. They were originally brought in to keep control of the criminal population.
But that's why I'm saying she can't feed this corpse to a camel.
Why?
You've got a bloody siege on your
Oh, I
hands.
see what you're saying. Yeah, but I don't know. Feed it to the camel, then shoot the camel. Then everyone will go, wow, why did someone shoot a camel?
If you
rather
shoot
than, wow,
a
why
camel
did that guy
within
die?
24 hours of it eating human flesh,
Yeah.
it will respawn.
Whoa, didn't know that.
3 camels will be where one once was.
You're sneaking a book ahead of me, aren't you?
I
The old book queue. You got some info I don't have.
Well, I've been reading about biology, camel biology recently.
Good on you, man. Some people would chastise you for getting ahead of me. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna congratulate you. I'm gonna say well done. Way to pursue your knowledge.
You still brought up the idea of chastising me.
I introduced it, but I quickly dismissed it also.
You still made me aware of it.
Don't worry about it too much.
I'm trying not to.
You shouldn't. So, back to this camel, this ravenous respawning camel. Like, is it exactly 24 hours? Could we wait for like 25 and then shoot it in the head?
It's your
The other thing is, how long will it take for a human body to decompose inside of a camel? Because you want it to break down so it's no longer, identifiable, or else the jig is up.
That is true. Well, I mean, this is just one of the number of options the movie could take if Carrie was faced with the proposition of a dead body.
Here's a suggestion that I came up with on how we could improve Sex and the City 2. We've got Carrie Bradshaw, played by Sarah Jessica Parker. Swap her out for Sarah Michelle Gellar, TV's Buffy.
That's not how casting works.
But it would be a good idea.
Inarguably. And I can't emphasize this enough, as with a lot of things we've talked about so far,
Yes.
I'm waiting for the week when this happens.
Aren't we all? I also want Willow to be there, and Xanders, and Giles.
You say Sarah Michelle Gellar, you mean Buffy.
I actually just want us to be watching Buffy instead of this movie. I think maybe that's what I'm gravitating towards.
Anything. I could say anything and it would sound better than watching this movie.
Interstellar would be good.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
You're a big Interstellar fan.
Love that movie.
That's fair enough.
3 times at the movies. Big fan.
That's a lot.
It
What's
is.
that? It's $20 to go to a movie.
Yeah, it is. Well,
You probably
the
went
way I
IMAX
saw it.
Yeah.
I went IMAX 2 times.
Glitzy.
IMAX 3D. It's like $30, bro.
Glitz and the glamour.
Fuck me, that's a lot of money.
So $60.
Yeah, plus a normie, so $80 to see Matthew McConaughey conquer space time.
Spoilers, man.
What? There's no spoilers in that.
Conquer space time. I thought space time might conquer Matthew McConaughey.
Well, maybe I'm watching him try. That's what I'm saying. Don't you worry about it, guy. Don't you worry about it.
I'm not too
Plus, that
worried.
movie's been out for like a fucking year. I don't care about spoilers at this point. If you haven't seen it, you don't deserve to not be spoiled. Give me some more of your suggestions for how we improve this turd.
I think that they need more maps as narrative devices.
Explain.
I just remember from Road Trip. It's not just Road Trip. It's lots of movies. When they're like going from one place to another,
Yes.
it like sort of cross dissolves into like a map of the land where they are, and there's like bless you twice.
Excuse
like
me.
a felt tip marker, sort of marking out the journey, and it always makes a wrong turn, and then like it goes on a big loop, and then gets back on the right track, and then they pull into the next city. I think if there was some sort of caper between.
What was the first movie to do that? You'd have to be a genius to think of that.
The first person to think of that? If we should know their name at least.
Like a pre-Spielberg.
Like.
It is,
I'm embarrassed to not know the name of the person who first used that as a device.
Me too, actually.
Such is the searing brilliance of it.
I'm not sure what's going on in my bathroom, but someone's really going hell for leather on the. It's more the laundry. I can hear someone banging on the dryer. And it's a weird thing to hear at whatever past one it is.
That's the best time to bang a dryer.
I don't know, man.
Because
It's kind of terrifying.
To get a response out of a faulty dryer, you got to stun them.
I'm so tired.
Dryers don't stun easy. You can't stun a dryer in day, they're too alert then. You need them to be pretty much at an REM sleeping level.
Hey, Tim, take that line for a walk.
Where's he going? What's he off to? That's the question, or the questions.
On everyone's lips or mouths, or maybe the lips that are fastened to your mouth.
Like a delicious porcelain cup of hot Joe coming at you. So too are these questions. What's this guy's deal? What's he all about, guy?
This he's a pretty normal guy.
Tell me about this
to be
guy.
completely honest. Recently graduated university.
Yes.
Liberal arts. Up to his eyeballs in money owed and not a lot of job prospects.
No.
I tell you what, they shouldn't be cranking out this many liberal arts graduates. It's irresponsible.
They need to cull the number of accepted
because there's just not enough jobs for them.
Correct.
So pretty much it's another day of applying for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
This guy specialized in field and paintings of pastures and fields.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He looks on the wrong side of 40.
Well, he was a bit of a party boy in his time.
God.
He took his sweet time to graduate. So yeah, this
Bit
guy's
of a Van Wilder scenario.
Yeah.
How long was he in school for?
It's Van Wilder's cousin.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's where he got the idea.
Far out.
That's where Van Wilder got the idea. This guy's the OG.
Oh, he's the OG. V-dub.
Yeah, man. Anyway, so he's graduated and he's got another big morning of applying for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's ultimately hopeless and he knows that. But for the time being, to wear a suit and actually at least like send out emails, it makes it feel like there's something in it.
Mm.
But as part of the whole grave tradition of him pretending like he's going to get a job, he gets jacked up on caffeine in the morning.
Do you know what I like about this guy? It's very easy when you get into a pattern in your life, or like a time in your life when, things aren't looking too good, and you don't have a job, and you're relying on other people, and you're in a bit of debt and stuff, to just kind of really let yourself go, this guy's wearing a suit every day. Every day. He's getting up, he's going to a cafe, he's continuing to read the paper, and I don't know if he's really taking in world events, but at least he's keeping up that pretense. He's going, the message he's sending to the rest of the world is, world, I'm here, I'm ready for your job. Throw it at me. I like that. I like that about that guy.
You don't think maybe you could, if you put a little less time into maintaining appearances, a little more time to actually knuckling down and getting the job done?
No, I think he's nailed the ratio. I think he's nailed the time spent.
I think that's exactly part of the problem.
Do you?
There's a lot of these things people aren't seeing you.
Guy, let me throw a question at you. What was your shining light this watch?
My shining light this watch was Samantha. She's clothes shopping for the movie premiere. And Carrie's just had the fight with Big.
Mm-hmm.
And she's sort of pouring her heart out a little bit. She's like, can we please come to the premiere? Like, I'm worried that we're becoming a boring married couple, which I can tell you are. Whether you're out or in, you are a boring married couple. I would not ask you to a dinner party. I would, like, if I had had been close friends with Carrie and Big for the last 20 years, and I kind of fallen out of touch with them, and I was having like 100-seat dinner party for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm elected mayor of,
Dinnertown.
Cincinnati or something. I have my big dinner in New York, as a Cincinnati Merrill tradition.
Yes.
I wouldn't ask Carrie and Big. And I would, I wouldn't. And, they're movers and shakers on the scene and in our group of friends, but I would be like, I just can't have them. They're too boring. And Carrie's trying to explain this to Samantha, who is already patently aware of how boring they are.
Yeah, she's loving it.
Yeah, she says something to her, and Samantha says, "Oh, you'll be fine," and it just doesn't even address anything that Carrie's just said.
Yeah, you've done a bad job of explaining this one particular feature of the conversation, but they're really...
I've done a great job. Oh, you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time.
So Samantha's comment to Carrie, which is supposed to allay her fears, is not related to what Carrie's just been talking about. They're talking at cross purposes. Ships in the night, conversationally. Samantha Jones has demonstrably tuned out to what Carrie has to say.
And fair enough, too.
My shining light was Samantha Jones related as well. This week, her assistant really captured me.
She did.
The assistant who watches her rub Vaseline onto her vagina. Samantha does that, not the assistant. The assistant's very professional. And she comes in and she says, Smith Garrett is on the line for you.
Yeah. Which
That's
she could have...
probably her only line.
She could have done through the phone, to be honest. Like, she says something to her at some point on the phone.
Mm.
Like, it's pretty obvious that they've got a working phone system.
Oh, definitely. And it's a VoIP too. You can tell by how they...
And to have seen what Samantha was doing, that's a private moment. I don't think, it's her place to really interrupt her. Like, that's when you buzz through on the phone. You don't go into the office to tell her.
Huh.
You like the moxie?
I do.
The initiative?
Yeah. Because I like that this assistant has gone, this isn't your usual run-of-the-mill business call for a PR firm that is in big danger of going bankrupt soon. There's a fuck in this for Samantha. I must personally deliver it. Like so many messenger boys during the war.
Yeah.
Like this is her sticking her neck out.
X-ray, read all about it. Penis found. Hey, Miss Jones, we found a penis on the street. Thought we'd throw it in your office, see if you're interested.
And that's her. That's the assistant. And that's why she really shone a light on the movie for me today.
I'm going to take you back now, Tim, to a time about 2 hours and 45 minutes ago to 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were starting to watch the movie. I just arrived at your house.
Yep.
And you said, you know what? I really want to go on deep.
Yeah.
I really want to knuckle down and get to the heart of this thing this week.
Engage with the movie.
And I laughingly said at the time, the movie is like life.
I think you said good luck, firstly. That was your first comment. Something glib.
It's like the start of life, and you're going in and you're full of ideals.
Yeah.
And you've got this very vivid idea of how you want to engage with the movie and and then as it wears on and wears you down, it just becomes, you just have to do what you can to get by, to get through. It's pretty, like your enthusiasm.
Had these off-brand crackers to keep me company.
At the start of the movie, though, the earnestness with which you approached it, you're like, yeah, I'm going to fucking do it.
It was one of those moments where you rub your hands together and you're like, right, let's get into it.
You roll your sleeves up. It's like a movie montage.
Yeah.
It's like the scene before someone knuckles down to do the real hard work. Did you ultimately know that was doomed?
No, I had
Did you genuinely
real
believe in yourself?
earnest intent to just stay with the movie this time. Really,
I looked at you with my sad cow eyes and I thought, he's not, he'll never make it.
And I didn't really, I have to admit.
It's impossible. It's impossible to actually dive in and walk around and feel the world of this movie for the duration of the movie.
It doesn't mean I won't try again. I will. I will continue to try to engage with this film, not just at the beginning, but throughout. But it's a big ask because it's quite lengthy.
Pretty much until the end of the wedding, I feel like I'm in the world of the film. If on a good night.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm just... After that, we're just like two positively charged magnets. So we're in each other's vicinity, but just pushing against... Like there's just this... We're pushing against each other. There's no contact.
Similar. You're the same, and that's what makes you so damn unbearable. in a small space together.
You're hurting my feelings. What do you want to say to me, Tim?
I've got nothing to say to you, Guy. Look at you.
No.
Just take a real quick moment to look at yourself.
I'm relaxed. I'm comfortable.
You're shambles.
You're a shambles.
You're a shambles. You're shambolic.
I will not take this from a kettle throwing a stone through a glass house.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Mate, I can't stay awake anymore. I'm calling it.
You're done?
I'm absolutely done. Yeah.
You know what? That's fair enough.
I'm going to catch everyone next week because I really need to put my head on a pillow and fall asleep.
You are absolutely cooked.
I'm so exhausted. Really need to sleep. Didn't sleep during the movie though.
And I respect that.
Not to rub salt in the wound.
Yeah. It's a real fresh wound. The wound of me having not seen as many minutes of Sex and the City 2 as you.
Yeah, I'll bet you're still smarting from that. Huh? So what I would like to say is fuck this shit.
Oh.
I'm really unhappy.
Hey, come on. Go to my place.
Steve's
We'll
not going
light
to
up
work.
some cigars.
Steve's not going to work this time.
Pour you a cup of whiskey.
No, not even Steve.
I'll tell you stories about when I used to solve mysteries.
What?
Yeah, I used to solve mysteries.
When?
Oh, yeah. 10, 15 years ago, me and a bunch of kids and my dog.
Really?
Yeah. We drove around in the van. It was pretty fun.
What was the van called?
Oh, you wouldn't have heard it. It wasn't a very popular van.
Oh, okay.
It was called the Mystery Machine.
I think I may have heard of your little posse. Your little posse of people.
No.
The dog's name wasn't Scooby, was it?
Yeah, Scooby. That was my Scooby.
Hold on, were you still, like, did people know you as Steve then?
No, I went by a nickname back then.
Did people did they call you Shaggy?
I was known for my shaggy demeanor, yes.
So, you toured around with a bunch of kids in a mystery solving dog in a van.
Yeah, what if I did?
But then you grew into a man who got married to Miranda in Sex and the City.
Sometimes, you gotta settle down, and we had a lot of fun, but there's a lot of friction. There were a lot of rifts forming in the Mystery Machine.
Sure, I'll bet.
I mean, Fred and Wilma, they could barely look at each other.
Yeah, Velma?
Yeah, and her.
Yeah, all of them.
Well, Velma moved out pretty fast.
Oh, I see.
Wilma moved in.
Oh, God.
Her twin sister.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to tug at this loose bit of wool until the sweater comes undone, I gotta go. I gotta go.
I got so many stories.
I know, I'll bet you do. I'm sorry, Scooby, Shaggy, Steve.
Please call me Steve.
Steve.
If my wife finds out, she'll kill me.
All right. I'm going to get the hell out of here.
I'm not meant to talk about it.
Okay.
We broke a lot of laws.
Okay. Bye, man.
I got the craziest stories if you just stick around and listen.
It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time.